Just a reminder that if you want to have public comment, to make sure you sign in at the sheet up here beforehand. like to call the Florence City Council regular meeting for Monday, November 4th to order. Everybody please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Counselor Van Houten.
Here.
Counselor Stiefel.
Here.
Counselor Mergelman.
Here.
Counselor Gardner.
Here.
Counselor Stone.
Here.
Counselor McKinnon.
Here.
Mayor Wolf.
Here. Again, I'd like to make a quick announcement. Per Colorado law, electioneering is prohibited within 100 feet of the polling places while voting is open. This includes campaigning, displaying political materials, wearing advocacy clothing, distributing literature, and collecting signatures. City Hall and the council chambers are within 100 feet of a ballot box and thus subject to these restrictions. Public comment, elected official discussions, and audience participation will be conducted accordingly in order to protect voters from undue influence and to help ensure a fair electoral process. All right, thank you. I looked out in the crowd and I didn't see anything to worry about there. Okay. Item 3, public comment. Kathy Young.
Hi, I'm Kathy Young, 220 East 6, Florence, Colorado. I would just like to ask that Sam be provided with a microphone. He has comments to make that some of us find extremely important, and I just have difficulty hearing him if he doesn't either come to the microphone or maybe one at his table.
Okay, I agree. We have difficulty hearing him ourselves sometimes. We'll work on that. We have a microphone for it.
Good. Thank you.
Okay, you bet. Okay.
Mayor, we are aware and are trying to replace that. It was having technical difficulties
okay.
last time.
All right, okay, thank you. Paula Price.
Hello, I'm Paula Price. I live at 104 West Highland Avenue, and I'm here as the new American Legion Post Commander. And we're trying to make everybody aware that we're having a Veterans Day ceremony at the post. We're going to be doing a Veterans Day and a flag retirement disposal. So if people want to bring their flags, we'll take care of them later, but we are going to be doing a nice ceremony. It's going to be at 6 p.m. because we figured it looks nice at night. Also, we were wondering about the status of the proposal between the American Legion and the city about the veterans part of the cemetery. If anybody had a chance to look at that and give us any kind of feedback. Because we kind of organized the veterans part, we'd like to be apprised of anybody who's buried there. So for our records too, as a backup, and so we can make sure that the families know and that we can put markers up for them, because we put out flags for Veterans Day and Memorial Day, and we'd just like to know that information. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay. Paul, I would like to maybe make sure after the meeting that we have your contact information. Okay. Okay, we got your phone number here. Okay. All right, consent agenda. Consider approving the minutes. Consider approving city expenditures. Awarding a contract for the Phase 2 of the ADA sidewalk improvements. Consider approving the agreement for water service outside of city limits. At this time, does any council member wish to pull any one of these 4 items from the consent agenda? Hearing none, do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion, we approve consent agenda A, B, C, and D.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion passes. All right, new business. A, consider approving resolution number 12-2024, a resolution amending the City of Florence, Colorado Open Records Act policy. City manager or city clerk?
I think this one's me,
Okay,
or at least a tag team. But
okay.
so yeah, this is just a sort of revised, updated quarter policy, and there's not a whole lot of material changes to what existed before, but this is a robust restatement of the city's policy and how it plans to handle open records requests moving forward. Happy to get into the details if you'd like, but it's a pretty straightforward policy meant to kind of update and modernize with some recent bill or discussed bill items.
At this time, do we have any public comment on this item? Any questions from council?
Is this a standard for every city throughout the state, or is this unique? Is this language unique to this council?
It'll be unique to Florence, but all of the language, I would say, is very general and shared or used in identical or very similar ways elsewhere for the cities that have passed such a policy. We are not out on a limb by any means.
Any other questions? Do we have a motion to approve resolution number 12-2024?
I'll make a motion, we approve resolution number 12-2024, a resolution amending the City of Florence, Colorado Open Records Act policy.
I'll second.
Do we have a second?
I will. Second.
Second. Roll call, please.
Counselor Stone,
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman,
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten,
Yes.
Counselor Stiefel,
Yes.
Counselor Gardner,
Yes.
Counselor McKinnon,
Yes.
Mayor Wolf.
Yes. New business 5B, consider approving resolution number 13-2024, allowing a residential unit within a building situated in the C General Commercial Zone District. City planner.
Good evening. The building 429-431 East Main Street was constructed in 1909 and has historically served as a residential duplex. In 2010, the current owner and applicant, Mr. Tudor, renovated the property and requested a zone change to commercial. An apartment is an allowed use in the C General Commercial Zone District by a special use review. The future land use map of the city's current master plan shows the property in the mixed use highway commercial. The Planning Commission held a public hearing on October 24th, 2024 after proper notice was provided. The Planning Commission voted 2 in favor, 1 opposed on the special use review application and recommended to the City Council for a final decision. Do you have any questions pertaining to any of the information in the staff report? Any questions for me or discussion that you would like to go over for me?
At this time, I'd like to ask for public comment.
Okay.
Okay. Is there any public comment in regards to this? Please come podium, state your name and address.
Sue Kinzer, 302 Wilson Avenue. I'm just curious what's in that building right now. Is it retail downstairs? Oh, okay.
Currently, there's an engineering firm on the west side, and on the other side is Desert Waters Correctional Outreach.
Thank you. I know the building then.
Is there any other public comment?
Guess
Okay.
not.
Okay, any questions here from council? So I just want to confirm, originally it was residential,
Yes.
okay, and then it went to commercial.
Mhm.
And now they're asking back for, is it a combination?
No, technically, it's gonna stay commercial zone in, property. And the special use review, or the special use will just allow for a residential, entity or unit to be on the one side. The property will remain commercial, it will still be required to meet all commercial type of, requirements for water, backflow, that type of stuff.
Any other questions or comments?
Well, I have to, again, I think we have to protect our retail down on the highway. And that's a piece of property that is surrounded by retail on 2 major highways. And I'm sure at some time it's gonna be used as retail again. And I don't know what kind of hurdle we're having to put there when some people come in and realize that's a residence there and it's not a retail.
Well, the special use doesn't make it like set in stone. So
Right.
it's not like something that is forever there and has to be
And
changed
I
back.
wouldn't have quite a problem if somebody had already bought it and said, I want to live in half of it and open a store in the other half. But that's kind of,
They could do that with
I
this.
know,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't have a real big problem with that, but just to convert it for no real reason
Mhm.
to back to residential.
They just haven't had a lot of interest in that type of,
Well, I realize
Set up,
that,
yeah.
but the future's the future.
yeah, we can't tell the
And
future for
like
sure.
it's on a busy intersection with 4 commercial lots on each
Yeah.
corner.
Right,
That's all my input.
okay.
Okay, Linda raised her hand back there.
Oh,
I
does
don't
she
know
wanna
if
speak?
She wanted to have a comment.
Linda Matson. I also live in the county. I don't live in the
Okay,
city.
just
but,
give your address anyways.
410 County Road 84B, Florence. And I'm a realtor, 39 years. And I've had the property listed as commercial. As you may know, there's not a big need for commercial in our area. There's a lot of commercial properties that are vacant. But we do have a huge need for more residential rentals. And I've had people ask me, when they've called on it, if they could live in half and use the other half as an office, as a doctor's office, as, an attorney's office, and then live in the other half. And I had to tell them no, because it's commercial, period. But with the special use permit, they could do that. They could live in part, and they could have their business in the other part. And the property is not surrounded by commercial. Right beside it is a residential house, a 2-story
That's
house.
on the adjacent corners.
Right beside it is, right
not
beside it,
corner.
to the west, is a house. Because I sold that house. It's a residence.
I was referring to the gun shop, Carl Jr.'s, and the Morelli property, the Wilcox
Correct.
property. That was-
Correct. There's the ice shop, and then I don't know what's across the road. I don't know if that's a residence.
That was a restaurant at one time.
Yeah, it was a pizza
commercial.
place, I think, when we moved here. And then Catacorn, of course, is Carl's. But I think it would be nice for someone to be able to purchase that building, and have their residence in one side and their business in the other.
Okay.
Any questions?
How long has that building been for sale?
They had it listed with somebody out of Westcliff for about a year, I think, before I took the listing, and I've had it for 6 months. We took it off the market for a month while we were talking with the city and to see what our options were, because I have had interest from people that have called on it. So now I've had it listed again for, 2 months. September, October. We took it off in August.
Thank you.
Any other discussion from council?
Historically speaking, yes, it has been a residence up until that particular point in time. Across the street was another set of residents before they raised it, for whatever reason they did, vacant ground. across the street was commercial on the south side. And where Morelli's is, that was a combination grocery store and residence. So historically speaking, there's been a business and residence within, similar to our downtown where we have the apartments, rooming houses, whatever, you know, up on the second floor. So that's my comment.
Any other discussion? Do we have a motion to consider approving resolution number 13, 2024?
I move to approve resolution 13, 2024, a resolution allowing a residential unit within the building situated in the C Commercial Zone District as a use by special review at 429 East Main Street.
And do we have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Counselor Stiefel?
Yes.
Counselor McKinnon?
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten?
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman?
No.
Counselor Gardner?
Yes.
Counselor Stone?
No.
Mayor Wolf?
Yes. All right, council updates. Gail.
Trick or treat was one fun night. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of kiddos, along with parents. Very, very polite again. Very thankful for what we are doing. I don't know how many treats we actually handed out in addition to bicycle stickers. Even had a couple of parents look at the stickers and go, "Ooh, may I have one?" So that was kind of fun. And then 2 weeks from today, at Pathfinder Park will be the Gold Belt meeting. It will begin at 9 o'clock. It usually runs 3 hours. And then that night at council, I'll let you know if there's any updates from Gold Belt.
Okay, who's invited to that?
Let's see, you've got your entities from Canyon, is that what you want to know? Okay, Florence Canyon, Cripple Creek, Victor, around the belt.
Okay. Okay. James.
I want to say thanks to the Florence PD. On October 28th, the Florence Howling Huskies band competition happened, and they took 1A state championships again. So the Florence PD had a drive-by with the buses through Main Street. And I also want to say thanks to all the community that came out and cheered them back into town. That was pretty impressive. Both sides of the road were lined with people, so it was pretty impressive. So thank you, everybody that was involved.
Tammy?
No.
Matt?
No report.
Brenda?
Oh, I just want to thank the city and merchants, everybody for the trick-or-treating, because it was just unbelievable.
Rudolph?
Same, I'd just like to congratulate the band and thank the city and thank all the folks for having a great celebration downtown and everybody having fun and getting along.
Again, it's another one of those signature events for Florence, and people come from all over, and it's well attended. I talked to somebody that said went through over 100 pounds of candy. Yeah. Mayor's report. I attended the Planning Commission meeting. Obviously, was down there for Halloween. Met with our legal counsel on the PUC Black Hills Energy issue, and involved in that. There's remind everybody that before next council meeting, there will be a workshop here with the PUC. And City Manager, were you going to talk a little bit more about that at all, or?
Just that it's at
5:30, okay. And again, it's an informational meeting as to how to make public comment. It's not a time for the true public comment. That happens the next night in Canyon, online or through their website. Continue to meet with Senior Coffee And I've been keeping tabs on the tree program, code enforcement, city county issues. Just stop in every once in a while and discuss all of that. So, city manager.
As you said, the tree program, the next quarterly update will be in my city manager report at the next meeting for November 18th. They're doing some work on that right now, so I think Sam will have a pretty good update that I'll include in there. One of the things that I did want to draw attention to in my city manager report is the bit about working on water treatment compliance communications for an EPA mandated program. This is the lead and copper program through the EPA. This is the water service line inventory. You've started seeing things about this since May, where we had the water service line inventory survey linked on the website. It does not mean we have lead or copper in the city's pipes. It's an EPA mandated program. We know most of the service lines on our side, almost all of them. Most of what we do not know now is on the customer side. So customers will be receiving a mailed letter at some point this week. We mailed them out today, so depending on when the mail service gets them there, that will tell them if they filled out the survey and if they need to fill out the survey. We're going to be able to answer questions about that. And we have a whole electronic communications campaign to go along with that we're going to be putting out throughout the week. Wanted to thank Brandon for his hard work on putting together those communications. There's a lot of state regulation around them, but he also wanted to make sure that it was very easy for everyone here to understand and to work through. And thanks to his staff, they worked hard all of last week putting together the mailers, the envelopes. Kiana helped them from the water billing perspective, putting all the labels and everything together. So it's been a big team endeavor. So expect that to go out next week. If there's any questions, we're happy to answer them over here at City Hall. So we'll have communication information on there. And we've created an email address for the water service line inventory survey originally, but we're going to use it for this as well. So specific email for those communications. So you'll see that coming out sometime this week.
Okay. All right, thank you. Any questions for a city manager? City attorney? Anything?
I think you got my updates, so nothing new.
Okay. Okay. All right, at this time, does anybody have a need to go into executive session? Hearing none, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion passes. City is adjourned, meeting is adjourned at 6:53.